Hello friends, welcome back to the miscellaneous exercise 6. So in the previous part, the part 1, we have solved the question number 1 to 9, and in this video we will be going to solve the question number 10 to 14. Okay, so in the last, that is a part 1 video, we have seen the basic questions where we required only two information, that is the point through which our line is passing and the parallel vector. That's it. Okay, so now in this video we will be looking at the questions which are having some different concepts. Okay, so let's start with the question number 10. So it says that find the vector equation of line which is passing through origin. Find the vector equation of line. Okay, vector equation. Okay, let's underline this vector equation of line which is passing through origin. Okay, so this point becomes A in bracket 0 comma 0 comma 0 and intersect this line at a right angle. Means what? Our line which is a passing through origin, let's take this is a O point 0 comma 0 comma 0 A point, and it is the intersecting the another line. Suppose this is the another line, so this line, okay, this is the line, and we have this as the 90 degree. Perfect. Okay, so let's call this point as a M point, and this is our line. Now as these two lines are perpendicular to each other, what we can say, the direction ratio of this line and the direction ratio of this line, their multiplication summation is equals to 0. Okay, so let's first find out the coordinate of this point M. You know the equation of line, so first let's convert that equation of line into the standard form. So let me write that equation in the standard form. So what is given that is x minus 1 equals to y minus 2 equals to z minus 3. So divided by 1 and divided by 1. So this is what the given equation of line with the direction ratio, what? It is 1 comma 1 comma 1. This is the direction ratio of the line. Okay, can you find out the direction ratio of this segment AM? Direction ratio of the segment AM? Yes, I know the coordinate of point A, and if I find out the coordinate of M, simply I can do x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1, and I can find out the direction ratios of that AM bar. Okay, now tell me how you will find out this coordinate of point M. Okay, so let me write this step number 1. Step number 1, M coordinates कैसा निकालोगे? M coordinates. Okay, so for that we know that M lies on the line, therefore what? It should satisfy the equation of line. Okay, so let's take x1 minus 1 upon M, 1 equals to y1 minus 2 upon 1 equals to z1 minus 3 upon 1, it is equals to lambda. Let's find out the value of x1, y1, z1 in terms of lambda. So what happens? x1 is equals to 1 lambda, y1 is equals to 2 lambda, it is lambda plus 1, and y1 becomes lambda plus 2 and z1 is equals to lambda plus 3. So this is what the coordinate of point M in terms of lambda. Okay, so what to do next? Step number 2 is what? Find the direction ratio of the AM segment. Okay, so direction ratio of step number 2, find drs of AM segment or AM bar, you can write down. Okay, so which is nothing but x2 minus x1, y2 minus y1 and z2 minus z1. Okay, simply let's do this. X2 minus x1 is what? X2 is what? It is M coordinates are x2, y2, z2, and x1 are what? 0, 0, 0. So we have lambda plus 1 minus 0 first, lambda plus 2 minus 0, and lambda plus 3 minus 0. This is what the direction ratio of the segment AM or AM bar. Lambda plus 1, lambda plus 2 and lambda plus 3. Perfect. Now what you have? You have both the direction ratios. ये direction ratios है अपने पास, which is A1, B1, C1. ये भी direction ratio है, which is A2, B2, C2. Then what you know? The multiplication summation is always equals to 0 for the perpendicular vectors. Okay, step number 3 is what? A1 A2 plus B1 B2 plus C1 C2, it is equals to 0. Okay, perfect. So what to do now? let's take what are the values of a1. So these are nothing but the a1, a2, a1, b1 and c1. So these are a1, b1, c1, and a2, b2, c2 are nothing but 1, 1, 1. So these are the direction ratio of the line 1, 1, 1. Okay, so let's take lambda plus 1 into 1 plus lambda plus 2 into 1 plus lambda plus 3 into 1, it is equals to 0. So let's solve for lambda. So you will be having lambda plus 1 plus lambda plus 2 plus lambda plus 3, it is equals to 0. So 3 lambda plus 1, 2, 3, 3 plus 3 is 6, which is equals to 0, implies lambda equals to minus 6 by 3, which is equals to minus 2. Okay, so for lambda is equals to minus 2, let's find out the direction, the coordinate of point M. Okay, so M coordinate becomes what? For the value lambda equals to minus 2, so this is what the coordinate of M. So lambda plus 1, lambda plus 2, lambda plus 3. So let's substitute minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 plus 2 and minus 2 plus 3, implies it is minus 1 comma 0 comma plus 1. This becomes the coordinate of point M. So what is question is, we have to find out the vector equation of the line which is passing through the origin. Okay, so I want to find out the vector equation of this line. Okay, so you know that this is what the one point and this is the another point. Okay, now we know that simply x minus x1 upon x2 minus x1, y minus y1, y2 minus y1, z minus z1 upon z2 minus z1. That is the Cartesian equation, but they are asking for the vector equation. Okay, so what to do now? You know that the direction ratios क्या हो गए, फिर इसके direction ratios क्या हो गए, AM के direction ratios क्या हो गए. So let's find out the direction ratio of L. Minus 2 plus 1, minus 2 plus 2 and minus 2 plus 3. So the direction ratio becomes minus 1 comma 0 comma plus 1. Okay, so it is passing through the point origin. So step number 4 is what? Equation of line passing through origin O 0 comma 0 comma 0. So we have taken this A point and having the direction ratio which is nothing but minus 1 comma 0 comma 1. See, again in this question also we required two information. One, the point through which our line is passing. Other, the direction ratio of the parallel vector. Okay, so these are the two information we get and we can simply find out the vector equation, which is r bar is equals to a bar plus lambda b bar. Okay, so a bar plus lambda b bar, so which is nothing but 0i plus 0j plus 0k plus lambda in bracket minus I plus 0 plus k. Okay, so it is nothing but lambda. What is lambda value? We get lambda value is equals to minus 2 into minus I plus 0 plus k. Okay, so that's what, this is the answer to the question. Perfect. Okay. Okay, let's see the next question. Question number 11. So it is like, find the value of lambda. Okay, by just now we have found the value of lambda. Find the value of lambda so that the lines 1 minus x by 3, 7y minus 14 by 2 lambda and z minus 3 by 2 and this line are at right angle. Okay, so you know that if the lines are at right angle, if suppose this is a1 b1 c1 and it is a2 b2 c2, this is the direction ratios. Okay, then a1 okay, so then what, a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2 is equals to 0. We know that principle. Okay, but what is the concept we have to learn in this question is, if you observe the given equation of lines, these are not in a standard form. So this 3, 2 lambda and 2 you cannot directly take as the direction ratios. Why? Because boss, ये standard form में नहीं है. What is the standard form of equation? Standard form is what is x minus x1 by a equals to y minus y1 by b equals to z minus z1 by c. And if you observe, the coefficient of x, y, z are what? Plus 1. Okay, so first make the given equation in the standard form. Okay, so let me write the first equation as it is. 1 minus x by 3 equals to 7y minus 14 by 2 lambda equals to z minus 3 by 2. Okay, so if I want to make the coefficient of x, y, z is equals to 1, then what we will do? I will multiply and divide the first part by minus 1. So what I will get? So x minus 1 by minus 3. Okay, it is equals to, now I want to remove this 7. How you remove this 7? Just divide by both the by numerator and denominator by 7. So 7y by 7 becomes y, minus 14 by 7 becomes 2, divided by 2 lambda by 7. That's it. नेक्स्ट, सो ये तो भाई स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म है, सो इसको कुछ मत करो. सो z माइनस 3/2, ये हो गया अपना स्टैंडर्ड इक्वेशन फर्स्ट. नाउ लेट्स टेक द सेकंड इक्वेशन. सो लेट मी राइट द सेकंड इक्वेशन एज इट इज 7 minus 7x upon 3 lambda equals to y minus 5 upon 1 equals to 6 minus z upon 5. ओके, तो अभी क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा यहाँ पे देखो. फर्स्ट पार्ट में आई वांट टू रिमूव दिस माइनस 7x, सो मल्टीप्लाई एंड डिवाइड बाय माइनस 7x, सो यू विल बी गेटिंग माइनस 7 by minus 7 becomes minus 1. okay, so minus 1 plus x upon 3 lambda by minus 7 which is equals to, ये इसको कुछ मत करो, ये तो सेम अपने आसानी से, ये तो सेम स्टैंडर्ड फॉर्म में ही है. ओके, इक्वल्स टू, अगेन यहाँ पे माइनस है, उसको रिमूव करना है तो आई विल मल्टीप्लाई एंड डिवाइड बाय minus, so I will be getting this. Okay, so abhi if I want to write down a standard form, so x minus 7, x minus 1 upon 3 lambda minus 3 lambda by 7, it is equals to y minus 5 by 1, it is equals to z minus 6 by minus 5. It is equation number 2. Now tell me what are the direction ratios here. So direction ratios becomes minus 3 comma 2 lambda by 7 comma 2. And what about here? So same, the direction ratios are what? This is minus 3 lambda by 7 comma 1 comma minus 5. These are the two direction ratios. So let's take this as a a1 b1 c1 and this as a a2 b2 and c2. Then what you know? I know that a1 a2 plus b1 b2 plus c1 c2, it is equals to 0 because the lines are perpendicular. Okay, so let's have that simply minus 3 into minus 3 lambda by 7 plus 2 lambda by 7 into 1 plus into 1, okay, plus 2 into minus 5, it is equals to 0. Okay, now let's solve for the lambda. So you will be having minus 3 into minus 3 हो गया भाई 9 lambda by 7 plus 2 lambda by 7 minus 10, it is equals to 0. So denominator दोनों का सेम है, तो simply you can add the numerator. So it is 11 lambda by 7 minus 10 equals to 0. So ये minus 10 इधर आ गया तो plus 9 हो गया. So it is equals to 11 lambda by 7 is equals to 10. So 11 lambda is equals to 7 into 10 हो गया भाई 70. Lambda कितना आ गया बॉस? Lambda आ गया 70 by 11. That's it. This is the answer to this question. What we understood in this question was, always remember that the coefficients of x, y and z are positive 1 ही होना चाहिए हमेशा. Okay, then only the denominator we can directly take as the direction ratios, otherwise no. Okay, perfect. So it was very simple question and good question. Okay, now let's take the question number 12. It says that find the एंगल बिटवीन, ओके, एक्यूट एंगल पूछ रहा है क्या? ओके, चलो कोई बात नहीं, वो भी निकालेंगे क्योंकि भाई अपने पास अभी कंसेप्ट है, वी कैन फाइंड आउट एनीथिंग. ओए किधर पेस्ट हो गया भाई तू? ओके, लेट मी डिलीट दिस एंड लेट मी पेस्ट हियर. पेस्ट. फाइंड द एक्यूट एंगल बिटवीन द लाइन्स दिस एंड दिस. ओके, फर्स्ट लेट्स चेक वेदर द कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ एक्स वाई जेड इन बोथ इक्वेशंस आर 1 1 1 1. okay, 1 1 1. perfect. So then we can easily write down the you can easily take these as a direction ratios. So direction ratio of first line is what? It is a 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. So let's name this as a a1 b1 c1, so which is nothing but 1 comma minus 1 comma 2. So can you find out the vector which is a parallel to this line? Yes, if these are the direction ratios, then the vector b1 bar, let's take b1 bar is equals to I minus I plus 2j. This becomes parallel to the first line. Then what about second? So let's find out the second direction ratios. So it is 2 comma 1 comma 1. So let's name this as a2 b2 c2. So it equals to 2 comma 1 comma 1. So what will be the direction or the vector which is parallel to the second line? So that becomes 2I plus j plus k. So these are the two vectors we get now. Okay, so this is the first vector and the second vector. Now they are asking for the acute angle between the lines. Now see here, if this is the first line, line number 1, and suppose this is the second line, line number 2. Tell me what this b1 bar and b2 bar indicates. b1 bar is nothing but parallel to the line 1, parallel to the line 1, and b2 bar indicates parallel to the line 2. Okay, let me have the parallel to the line 2. So this is my b1 bar, this is my b2 bar. The question is asking for the acute angle. Acute angle means what? This angle they are asking. Okay. Now tell me, this angle is same as that of this angle. So if I find out the acute angle between the b1 bar and b2 bar, that is the same as the angle between the two lines, because they are parallel vectors to the given line. So it's very simple now. How you find out the angle between the two vectors? You know that b1 bar and b2 bar. Okay, so let me have the dot product here. b1 bar dot b2 bar, it is equals to what? It is b1 b2 cos theta, where theta is the acute angle between them. Okay, where theta is the acute angle between them. I hope you remember this acute angle. Okay, so let's first find out the b1 and b2, which are nothing but the magnitude of the b1 bar and b2 bar. So b1 becomes root of 1 square plus 1 square plus 2 square becomes 4. So it is nothing but root of 6. What about second? b2 becomes, it is a root of 4 plus 1 plus 1. It is again root of 6. Okay. Then what is b1 bar dot b2 bar? So b1 bar dot b2 bar is I minus j plus 2k. Okay, it should be k. And b2 bar dot b2 bar is what? This 2I plus j plus k. It is equals to root 6 into root 6 into cos of theta. Okay, let's have I dot I is equals to 2, j dot j is equals to minus 1, k dot k is equals to again plus 2, which is equals to root 6 becomes 6 into cos theta. So यहाँ पे कितना आ गया बस 2 2 4 आ गया, 4 minus 1 3 आ गया. So 3 by 6 if I do, I will get cos theta, which is nothing but, okay, which is nothing but 1 by 2. And for what value angle? Cos of theta becomes 1 by 2, that is nothing but 60 degree. Okay, so theta becomes 60 degree. So कितना आ गया भाई acute angle? ये आ गया अपना acute angle, ये आ गया मेरा angle 60 degree. It's very simple, बहुत आसान है भाई. Topic is very very simple. Okay, just we require the concepts. Now let's see the question number 13. Okay, so question number 13 says, okay, this is bit of different question. Okay, again we require some different concept in this. Find the acute angle between the lines this and this. Now if you observe, the lines are somewhat different. Okay, so let me take what is given line, given first line. So this is what my first line is, this is L1, and this is what the L2 is. Okay, let me write the given x is equals to y comma z is equals to 0. So for this I can easily write down x by 1 it is equals to y by 1. So can I write this is equals to z by 1 equals to 0? No, you cannot simply write down like that, because we have the comma there. Okay, because of that comma we get these three equations different. Okay, so what can be the direction ratio, third direction ratio? See, what is the standard form is x by x minus x1 by a equals to y minus y1 by b equals to z minus z1 by c. It is equals to lambda we do. Okay, now if you see the third part, this is, so z minus z1 by c, it is equals to, so instead of lambda we get here 0. Okay, so if it is 0, this canals, this c has to be 0. Okay, this is what lambda is. Okay, so this is what lambda is. ये तो lambda रह गया, but ये 0 है ना, ये 0 है, इसके लिए 0 into lambda हो गया 0. Okay, means what could be the value of c here? c तो 0 हो गया बस, z1 तो 0 है ही. Okay, so what I can write is z by 0 is equals to 0 for this only third part. Okay, so what are the direction ratios of the first line? So a1 b1 c1 क्या हो गया बॉस, ये हो गया मेरा 1,1,0. Okay, so only because of this z is equals to 0. See here we have x is equals to y but it is not equals to 0. Okay, वो बताया नहीं, but this is equals to lambda, this is equals to lambda we can take, which is a scalar, some scalar quantity. But यहाँ पे equal to 0 उन्हें बोल दिया है, and that is scalar which is a non-zero. Because of that non-zero and multiplication of c, if and only if c is 0, then only I will get this 0, otherwise no. So that's why we get this 1,1,0 at the direction ratio of the first line. Now let's take the direction ratio of second line. So what is the second line? Is line number 2. Line number 2 says it is x is equals to 0 and z is equals to 0. Can you tell me which axis is having x is equals to 0 and z is equals to 0? It is nothing but y axis. And what is the direction ratio of y axis? What is the direction ratio of y axis? It is 1. Okay, so complete direction ratio क्या हो गया बॉस? If it is x equals to 0, इसका direction ratio 0 हो गया. If it is z is equals to 0, इसका direction ratio 0 हो गया. y का direction ratio कितना गया भाई? ये आ गया मेरा 1. Always remember that if any part is equals to 0, उसका direction ratio 0 हो गया. So that's why it is 0. It is also 0, and this is y axis का direction ratio is 1. Okay, so the second direction ratios क्या हो गया अपने? a2 b2 c2 क्या हो गया? So a2 b2 c2 is nothing but 0, 1, 0. Now let's find out. Let's follow the same method. What is the parallel vector to this line? So this is I plus j plus 0k, and what about this? ये हो गया मेरा 0i plus j plus 0k. This is what my b1 bar, and this is what my b2 bar. Okay, so let me write that b1 bar and b2 bar here. Okay, so it is I, j and 0k. So b1 bar becomes I plus j plus 0k, and b2 bar becomes, it is 0i plus j plus 0k. Okay, see, I am just writing these answer directly because I have explained you what is b1 and b2 bar in the last question. Okay, question number 11. Now let's take b1 bar dot b2 bar. It is equals to b1 b2 cos of theta. So b1 bar dot b क्या हो गया? I plus j plus 0k dot 0i plus j plus 0k. It is equals to b1 कितना है? It is root of 1 plus 1 2 into root of इसका कितना आ गया? 1 into cos of theta. Okay, I dot I 0 plus j dot j is 1 plus k dot k is 0. It is equals to root of 2 into cos of theta. So cos theta कितना आ गया? Cos theta becomes 1 by root 2. So theta is equals to it is 45 degree. So theta is what? It is a 45 degree. That's it. It's very simple. Perfect. We have used the same concept which I have discussed in the last question, where I have told you what is b1 bar and b2 bar. Okay, so last question was 12. Okay, so the question number 13 and 12 are same. Now let's take look at the question number 14, which is the last question of this video. Okay, question number 14. So let's take, so in these questions what we have learned is that how to get the equation of lines if they are not in a standard form. Okay, perfect. Now in this case, suppose, see, this is what the complete first line and this is what the second line is. I have already told you that if it is equals to 0, then its direction ratio 0. So x is equals to minus y comma z is equals to 0, and the second line number 2 क्या हो गया अपना? It is x is equals to 0 and z is equals to 0. So what you will get? You will get x plus, oh sorry, so it will be equals to what? X by 1, it is equals to minus y by 1 and z by 0 you will get here. Okay, so I have already told you the standard form में x y z का coefficient हमेशा positive 1 ही होना चाहिए, but here we have the negative 1. So what will be the direction ratio here? It is y by minus 1 comma z by 0. Okay, perfect. So you can, now you can see, now you can equate these two. Now these are all equals to lambda. simply you can equate these two. So what are the direction ratios of the first line? A1 B1 C1 क्या हो गया? It is 1 comma minus 1 comma 0. What about second? So samely it is the y axis they have given. So direction ratio of y axis what? A2 B2 C2. It is what? It is nothing but 0 comma 1 comma 0. So let's have this B1 and B2 bar. So B1 bar will be equals to, it is I minus j plus 0k, and it is B2 bar will be equals to 0I plus j plus 0k. Okay, let's have B1 bar dot B2 bar. It is equals to B1 B2 cos of theta. So B1 bar B2 dot क्या हो गया? I minus j plus 0k dot 0I plus j plus 0k इक्वल्स टू B1 बार कितना गया? 1 प्लस 1 2 आ गया, इंटू ये 1 आ गया, इंटू कॉस थीटा आ गया यहाँ पे. सो आई डॉट आई हो गया 0, ये माइनस माइनस ये हो गया माइनस 1, ये आ गया प्लस 1. इट इज इक्वल्स टू रूट ऑफ 2 इंटू कॉस ऑफ थीटा. नाउ लेट्स सॉल्व फॉर दिस कॉस थीटा. सो कॉस थीटा बिकम्स व्हाट? इट इज माइनस 1 बाय रूट 2, एंड लेट्स टेक द मॉडुलस वैल्यू. सो इट बिकम्स 1 बाय रूट 2. सो ये आ गया मेरा cos theta, it is equals to 1 by root 2. Now tell me for what angle cos theta is becomes 1 by root 2. So which is nothing but 45 degree. As simple as that. So what is the answer to this question? Okay, so it is nothing but 45 degree. Perfect. So I hope you have understood all the questions we have discussed in this video. So we have solved here about 5 questions in this video. So again in the next video we will be looking at some different concepts. Okay, so be with me, and let's meet in the next video. Thank you.